Here's how I assemble my matrix macro pad. It starts with the circuit boards, which are manufactured in a panel of 4. V-shaped cuts are made in the panel so the individual circuit boards can be easily snapped out by hand. The enclosures are CNC machined from aluminium. After machining, they're sandblasted and anodized for a matte black finish. My logo is laser engraved on the bottom, then they're individually wrapped to prevent damage during shipping. Other components include silicone buttons, stainless steel screws with a black oxide coating, and non-slip silicone rubber feet. I use a 3D printed jig to align the components during assembly. The top half of the enclosure is placed in the jig, followed by the buttons and circuit board. The buttons have a conductive ring that makes contact with the circuit board when pressed. The bottom half of the enclosure clamps everything in place and acts as a shield to reduce any radio frequency emissions. Finding the right screws was unexpectedly difficult. My other products use standard off-the-shelf screws. I ordered a heap of samples from more than 10 suppliers, but like Bonnie Blue, after hundreds of screws, I still wasn't satisfied. Eventually, I found a manufacturer who could make a custom batch to my specifications. I tightened the screws in a cross pattern to apply even pressure. The bottom is cleaned with isopropyl alcohol to make sure the feet stick correctly. I use a 3D printed guide to align the feet, then stick them to the bottom of the enclosure. At this stage, the matrix has no firmware installed. When it's first connected, it'll automatically enter bootloader mode, allowing the firmware to be uploaded. To make sure everything has been assembled correctly, testing software cycles each LED through red, green, and blue, and requires the corresponding button to be pressed. The order is randomized to keep you paying attention. I simulate connecting the USB cable while holding all 4 buttons. This enters the bootloader and tests firmware updates. I sell the matrix in a magnetically latched box. The boxes arrive flat packed and have to be assembled before use. I use tweezers to remove the protective stickers from the included adhesive. The adhesive doesn't stick very well when it's cold, so I make sure the boxes are warm before assembling them. I use a custom foam insert to prevent damage during shipping. The matrix is placed in a cutout, then a sheet of foam is placed on top. I then use a sealing sticker to keep the box closed during shipping. If you're looking for a portable macro pad, I've put a link in the description below.